Okay, so see, suppose here we have some options, right? Like block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 4. Suppose now if I want to drag from this to here, or I want to move this block 1 to block 4. Okay. So this is what we are going to check how to move this.
The screen is not shared.
Yeah. Okay. See, you are able to see right now. You are able to see Srivalli.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is the drag and drop. Suppose basically when we are having some options here, some blocks of code is there here. Block 1, block 2, like this. So now if I want to move this block 3 and block 2 here, or block 4 or block 1. So how to move this? So this is what we are going to perform. Say for example, this is the source and this is the target. So we can use this source and target. Or if we want to get this to here, then we can use this as a source and this as a target, like this. Otherwise, you want to get this block 3 under the block 2, then you can use this is as a target and this is the source and target. So we can use any of these combinations. Okay. So this is what we are going to see now. So this is the initially we have the page, and this is the website where we get this kind of method. Okay. So here normally we have this initially what we will have to do, you have to identify the web elements first. Web element. Web element, we can identify the source and target elements. Then once we identified this source and target elements, we have a method called drag and drop. Drag and drop method. So with the help of this drag and drop method under the actions class, we can use this thing as a you can perform the operations whatever we want. Okay. So now through automation, how we can perform the same thing? Suppose we will create a one class here now. Mm. And so we can have one class, drag, drop. Okay, so now we have to create one class here. So under this we need to use the WebDriver, right? So let's see whether we can. Okay, we added the jar files, Selenium jar file, so we can able to perform web. I think here we don't require, yeah, we require that WebDriver. Control C, WebDriver. Driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay, so now we can use the driver dot get method by passing the URL, right? So here you can pass the URL. for that, we can take it from demo. So this URL we have to use for this. We can copy and paste here. Okay. So now we launched this driver, then we can use the driver.manage.window. Window dot maximize. You can use the implicit weight also. Mm, Prime dot duration of seconds. Okay. So once we launch this, we need to find the web elements, right? We will have to find the web elements first. So driver dot find element. Okay, then now we can see, suppose this is the source element or target element. Now I will have to identify this inspect web element. So how to write the XPath for this? Control F.
For uh, for block 3, sir, block
No, this one, block 4.
P double forward slash P
So we have this one, right? P.
text bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So here inspect. Okay. So this one is H1 class is there. And
H1 tag.
this is the H1, right? This one.
H1 tag. Yeah.
So we have the text function. So how to write the XPath? Double forward slash. Then what?
H1.
H.
H1.
Yeah, H1 and then
Sorry,
open
sir.
the
Text.
test
Text.
function
Open
parentheses.
and close bracket is equal to under quotes.
Okay. This text we need to copy. Okay, so this is what we need, right? So now we can here by dot XPath. Okay, so similarly, so this returns as a web element. So we can store this under a web element. Imagine that you can source this. Okay, so we have to import the web element thing. Similarly, we have to identify the target element also, which one we need to be placed under that. So for that target element, use that this is the, say for example, this block 2 we have here. So this is the target element. So I can identify this web element, or you can assume this block 3 also. Anything you can have. So just simply you just replace the code is everything is same. That's why if you want to go with block 3, then you can use this block 3 or you can use the block 2. Okay, so now I can use that driver dot find element. Okay, so here by dot xpath we can put it the inverted quotes. So here I can use the block 3. Then so this also returns as a web element. So we can store this under web element target. Okay. So now we have identified both source and target elements. Now what we will have to do? We will need to call the method drag and drop method under the action classes. So what we will have to do? Action class having the method called as a drag and drop. So now we will have to create the object for the action classes. So how to create the action classes object? You can use actions act is equal to new actions. So Selenium WebDriver is having all the classes and methods, right? So default. So we are just make using of how to make use of those methods. That's it. So under this actions class, we have a method. Okay. See now we are using this, we are passing the argument as a driver, and we now under this how to call the methods?
Act dot the
Yeah.
methods
Act
under.
dot we have discussed the drag and drop method. So you have the drag and drop, right? Web element source code and target element. So just use the source and target. That's it. Now here dot one whenever you are going to perform these actions, you have to use the perform dot perform. We have the actions, so dot perform. So then now you can close this. Okay, see now if you can run this, what is going to happen? So it launches the browser and it moves the block 4, right? So that is the source and this block 3 is target element. Similarly, if we want to move from opposite side, then see block 4. So block 4 and block 3 is the target element. So we got this. So similarly, how we required, suppose if I make it this as a target, and this as a source. Now imagine that how that is going to be performed the action. So okay, so whichever the way we required, accordingly we can move the block. Suppose now here we have the block 2 is there. Now if I want to get this block 3 under block 2, then what we will have to do, or block 1, then we need to identify those web elements and we need to use the either block 2 or block 2. Okay, so for example, here now target element is block 3, right? So now here I'm going to use 2. Okay. See now then if I'll use this, if I'll execute this application, okay, so that is going to be projected under this place, right? So if we want this in under the down, then we can perform accordingly. Similarly, if you want to move block 4 also, then you can use the block 4 here. Okay. So that is how we are going to perform the operations. Okay. So this is about drag and drop method. With the help of drag and drop method, we can call this methods. Okay. So just for small concept with this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I clear Srivalli, this one.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So now we will go with Maven. So what do you mean by like what is the purpose of Maven? Right? Normally we have Maven. Maven basically it's a build management tool. Okay. So that means that see currently what we are doing, these all are the normal Java projects, right? Say here now we are having these jar files are there, right? These all are the different jar files, right? Selenium jar files.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
this is 4.16.1 version is there. Okay. Now suppose if I want to get 4.20 version, say currently we are having this 4.16 version. After 2 months, this version got changed like 4.20 version. Okay, so in normal, what you are going to do? Suppose your manager says that I don't want 4.16 version. I want to be run the version with 4.20 version. So in that case, how are we going to replace these jar files? So whatever the jar files which we are having, how to replace these jar files? Normally, again you have to go to the selenium dev.org. From there we will have to, you can go to the selenium dev.org, right? So from this place under the downloads, we have this is the latest stable version, right? 4.21. This is the latest stable version. If you want older versions, then you can go down and this is the previous releases, right? So if you go here, see here you have the different releases are there. So currently we are having this 4.16, right? So now your project requirement is you don't want to execute through 4.16 but you want to execute through 4.20. So this is the version you required. Okay, so in such cases what you have to do, you have to download again all these jar files and you need to attach this to the project folder and you have to remove these all jar files. Where you, how to remove those jar files? How to remove these jar files? You have to go to the build path under that project. This is the project, right? Mm,
Yeah.
okay, so under this project, go to the build path and then you have the configure build path.
Configuration.
You can go to the class path. From there, you can select all the,
Select.
yes, so here you can select all these things. Okay, so once you can select all these things, you can see So here
Okay.
that remove option is enabled, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can remove like this. Okay. So once you remove this, so now everything has been closed and now there is no any referenced folder here. Okay. So now again you have to go to your local folder where you have the files. So similarly, go to again that same project here. Go to right click and then build path, and then go to the configure build path. Then go to the class path and then add external jars. Okay. And now here these all are the jar files. So now in the similar manner we will get the 4.20 jar files, right? So we can copy that and we can add the our project, right? So this is the way we are going to add, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Open like this. But now this is a very hectic process. Suppose even though if you missed out any of one jar file, then your application or your project won't be successfully run. Okay. So in such cases, what you can do, you can just go to the Maven. So in order to avoid such kind of conflicts, we have a Maven. We will go with the Maven projects rather than the simple Java project. We will create a Maven project. So here, what you need to do here, right? Simply, you have to change the version name. That's it. So it's already present 4.16 version jar files. Now, if you want 4.20, just you have to replace this version. That's it. So you no need to download it and you have to do anything here. Okay, so we have one form.xml file. So that form.xml file, that is nothing but a form.xml. So this is a uh, project object model. Okay, we can say this as a project object model. So this defines your all dependencies. Which all are the dependencies you require for that particular project? You can define all the dependencies here under this pom.xml. It's a kind of XML extensible markup language. So with the help, so in here only you need to all the files, all the dependencies like that. Okay. Say now how to do that. So let's say I will. I will create a Maven project here now, or we can directly suppose Cucumber BDD. When we are going to explain Cucumber BDD, also we are going to do the same thing only. See now here, is there anything we have here? Okay, see now here in this project, or I will create a one small Maven project here. Say go to new, and then here you have a, rather than Java project, you can go with Maven project. Or if we have, you already have the Java projects. Say for example, you have already one Java project here. Say this is the one Java project is there here. See, this is the project already, it was there here. So what you can do, you can just simply convert this into a Maven project. That's it. See, even anything, see, this is a constant dot Java. Now we did the drag and drop, right? So this also, we can convert this into a, why we are having this? See, now this also, we can convert this into a Maven project. Okay. So how to convert this into a Maven project? Just simply right click here and just go to your here configure, right? And in this you can convert to
Okay.
Maven project. This way also
Okay.
you can convert the existing projects into a Maven projects. Okay, or if you don't want
Okay.
to do like this, then you can directly go to file option, and then you can go to the Maven project. Once you do Maven project, you will get a create a simple Maven project. Now you can go with next. So the moment when you get this, it will ask you some project information here. So like group ID, artifact ID, this is the mandatory. Group ID is nothing but, say for example, your organization name or something like that. Okay. Say anything, you can give any name you can give. Similarly, artifact ID is nothing but your project name or something. You can give some kind of information here. Okay. So this is the main thing which we need to use. Group ID, artifact ID, and then version names. You can use. This is the project details. Okay. So this is the Java RQ folder. So now if you want, you can use some kind of description also. Uh, Creating Maven project. Okay, so now I am going to click on finish. See here it is created, right? This one.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
See, this one, the moment normally when you are creating a normal project, you won't get all these folder structures, right? You will get the source SRC test
Java.
Java, main Java, right? And similarly resources, again SRC. Then finally you got one pom.xml file, right? Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now see now the same project, the same libraries in this reference libraries. This is we added through our local folder, but now my intention I don't want to add through class path again build path configure build path and all. Directly for this project, what all are the dependencies we required in order to launch a web browser? Just simply click on the pom.xml file. Okay, so here we have the, see whatever we have given group ID, artifact ID, version, and a description, creating Maven project. And this is the project. Okay, so in this we have to, here we will have to follow some dependencies. So we can use that annotation here. So we can use that dependencies. Okay, so this is the dependencies. So under this dependencies, which dependency you want in order to launch a web browser? See now the suppose here I am going to under this SRC also we have main test folders. We can create only either one or two remaining folders. If you want, we can keep it. Otherwise, we can delete it. So now under this SRC, under this main, we are going to create some projects here. Or under this test.java also, you can create any package names or something like that. Okay, so here under this test.java, I'm going to create a one new package. Okay, active time or okay, so now under this project, I'm going to create a class here. Say for example, launch browser. See now here, now if I can run this, see WebDriver, right? WebDriver, web. Suppose if I use control space, I am not getting any WebDriver methods here, right? Because we have not configured the jar files, right? So basically, we are going to right click on this project and we can go to the configure build path. Then we are going to attach that. But now what I will do, I will just in this pom.xml file only. So here under this dependency is what I will do. I will have one dependency. So where you can download all the dependencies, go to the Maven repository. Under this Maven repository, see this is the Selenium Java. So here this is the latest version we have. See how many users are using this particular versions also. Based on the usage also, you can give the priority or importance. Say for example, now I want to use 4.18 or 4.19. So just to go with this. The moment when you use this, these all are the build management tools. Currently, we are using Maven. Similarly, you have Gradle, SBT, Grape. There are different build management tools are available. Just simply, you can copy this and put it under this place. Okay. See, the moment when I placed this and when I save this prompt, okay, here it is automatically it will generate when Maven dependencies. Rather, here how it is generated the referenced libraries. In the similar manner, we can notice one Maven dependencies here. Now, the moment when I save this, I am just going to, I am saving this. See, here it is performing the operations, right? 25%, 100% done, right? See, now it is been created the Maven dependencies, right? See, now all the jar files have been created 4.19 version, right?
Okay. Okay.
See, now if I can go back and if I can go to launch browser here, now let's see web control space. If I type it, did we get all the options? Driver is equal to new Firefox, right? So which is better? Are you going to download and locally and you can use that see because one or two dependencies are okay, but you when you are working in a larger project, you may have the multiple dependencies or so in such cases you can't download each and every jar file to your local folder and then attach to this Maven project, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That is very difficult. So instead of that, now you are just simply do this. That's it. Now tomorrow or down the line after 6 months or 4 months, this version got changed. Then what you want to do? You just simply go to your pom.xml file. You just go to the pom.xml file and just replace this 4.19 with 21 version. Okay, just save this. That's it. Control yes. Okay, here it is performing the operations, right? 7%, 13, 25, 30. Now it's done. Now if we can go back and if you can see here, see rather than 19 version, it will reflect the 21. You observed, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the main advantage. So you can have the plugins. So if we want to see, this is only one. So for Apache Pi, we require that Excel libraries, right? If we want to work with Excels, you have to download all the Apache Pi versions, right? So if you go with Maven project, you no need to download separately. Here itself, you can add that dependencies like Apache Pi. Search here for Apache Pi. py jar files, just put it under that. That's it. Whatever the dependencies we required, Apache Pi. So which version we require, so we can copy that and we can put it under the dependencies folder. Okay. So like that only we can use that schemas and these are the beta versions. Okay. So similarly, plugins also, if you want to run the project or even it dependencies, plugins, we can use that for plugins. For all dependencies, you can keep it under this particular dependencies folder, dependencies. Okay. And similarly, if you want to add some kind of plugins, then you can use that plugin folder, plugins. So you can use here. So for all plugins, we can keep it under plugin repositories. Okay, so say for a clean test build, Maven build, so all those we can keep it under the plugins repository. Okay, so this is only the structure only. Okay, so it's because if you want to go with Cucumber project, we need almost 7 to 8 requirements we have. So all those jar files we have to download. So in that case, this would be much more helpful for us. Okay. So during the
Okay.
Cucumber project, we will add all the dependencies, whatever we require, and we can work on that. Okay, so this is the basic idea about Maven project and build management. So basically, under this Maven lifecycle, we have, if we go with command line prompt, like mvn clean, we have a lifecycle mvn clean, then we have the mvn compile. Okay. Similarly, MV test, because now we run directly through this Eclipse IDE. But if we go to normal command prompt, then we have to use these commands. Okay. Normally, we are not using this MVN install. Just for idea purpose, we can use this install, then validate, MVN validate. Okay. So MVN deploy. So these all are the different life cycles in Maven, like clean, compile. Clean in the sense it will remove the older versions or anything unnecessary files. Compilation. So you can compile the source code, then you can validate test code. Install any jar file or var file, web
So
archives.
where we will put these comments
Uh,
in command prompt.
yeah, this one is we can use it under the command prompt. This CMD, right?
Okay. Okay.
But if you go to CMD, if you are working through CLI, command line interface, then we are going to use that. But if you are going to use Maven in Eclipse IDE, you no need to go to there. So here itself, when you are running the project, say for example, here we have the test project, right? So here itself, when you are executing, say here, I will get all the configurations here. Say here, where we will get that run as, right? When I use my run as, you will get all the commands here itself. Okay. So you no need to go there. Here itself, you can run it, test, install, or generate clean like this. So here itself, you can have all the options. But if you go
Okay.
to command line interface only, you have to use that. This we will discuss, like mvn install test. Okay, all these options we can cover it. Okay, so normally